Hello, this is Rochelle Agatha, and this is the lecture on how to do charts. So if you're watching this lecture right now, please note that the numbers you see on your assignment might be different, but the concept on how to do a chart is the same. So there's many ways to do charts. The fastest is just to highlight what you're trying to chart. So if we're looking at this, we see labor, supplies, services, and others. So they're types of expenses. So you can just highlight the whole thing, and then you can go to Insert, and you can pick the kind of chart you want. So if you pick column, then you have lots of different choices. So let's just say we want a 3D column, and it just pops up right there. At this point, you have to notice that it doesn't have any series names, it doesn't have a title, and it doesn't look very pretty. So you can actually select this chart and right click, and you can cut it and you can stick it in another sheet. From there, then you have the option to come up here and you can do some designing. So you can come in here and you can, in the design, you can pick the way you want it to look. So let's say right now it looks like that. If I pick this, the colors change. So you can play around with that. In the layout, you can pick lots of different things, a chart title. So right now it says none. You can say centered overlay title, and then you can actually type. So we'll say expense comparison. And then that's a typical text box, so you can actually come back to your home and you can change the font, make it big, you can move it around, you can do whatever you want with it. Going back to the series, you can come in and you can look at the legends, and you can, right now they're shown at the right, you can show them at the top, or you can show them at the left. So it's kind of up to you where you want to put the legends. And then from within, notice they just say series here instead of from the data where they actually have the labels. Let's go back to my little sheet. So coming in the layout, let's come back to here. We can well, let's look at data labels first. Right now it says none. You can say show, and then see how messy these data labels are. So you have to really decide if you're going to use data labels. Typically what I do is I make the numbers and divide them down. So instead of looking at thousands, you might see like 650, and then you say that your data is in thousands. So for this graph, I'm going to say we don't want any data labels because it's ugly. For the axis, typically when you copy and paste the way I did, you can, it doesn't come over with any kind of axis. So here you can have an axis title. So if you wanted this to say type of expenses in dollars, some graphs it's obvious and some graphs it's not, but it's up to you if you want to have that kind of a label. Let's see what else we want to do. Right now it's showing the data here. When I hit select source, it comes back and shows you the data. The series here, they show up as series 1, 2, and 3 unless you tell it where the series names are. So here's the series values. You can go back over to the data and say series 1 is here, and then say OK. Oops. Let's go back and edit that again. Let's just do the labor. Say OK. So now notice this says labor. You do them one at a time, and you can edit, and you can say the second series is supplies, and so on. So say OK. So it's the functionality of Excel charts is great. So I'm giving you just an overview because I want you to play around with it. In your instructions, I have you type this data in, create a data table. I have you create a pie chart, a column chart, and a third one that you make up. So here's my pie chart, here's my column chart, and here's one I just made up. So you're going to produce something. I'm giving you a lot of latitude here because I want you to play around with charts. My only requirement is that each chart has to be in its own tab, its own sheet. When you're all done, you'll have 3 charts, and you'll name it and make sure your footer's in like you're supposed to and your file is named properly. And if you have any questions at all, send me an email. So once again, when you make your chart, and you are inside the actual chart and you click on it, you get in the chart tools, And you have all these things to play around with: the design, the layout, and the format. So have fun with it. Thanks.